Hey guys, welcome back. Digital Gate Studios back in the house. Or should I say Digital Bird Studios at this point?
Another
How many crazy
freaking bird video.
Now, to be fair, this is not me trying. This is a brand new EX4 archetype that I think people are going to love. I know it's my favorite deck right now at EX4. I'm a huge fan of it. And I'm going to issue a challenge. Hawkmon is at 3K views. Can we have Ravemon beat that? You know, jump in the comments, share your support, send this deck around for those of you that like Ravemon more than the Hawkmon. But from now on, let's get into the deck profile,
You're
shall
not
we?
even talking about Phoenixmon, man. You got bird decks coming out.
Oh yeah, can this beat? Okay, let's do it. Let's see. Can we beat Phoenixmon with this as well? We're gonna dive into the eggs first.
You don't even own any birds. You got one cat.
I don't want a bird as a pet, right? Like birds are not fun pets.
Just a pet
you know what
deck.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just like bird, like Digimon and stuff. I think they're cool creatures. Anyways, let's talk about our first little bird, Pinamon. Normally, when I build a purple deck, I don't even think about eggs. I just default to Demimera.
Yeah.
And you could still make that argument. Demimera is a really strong card. It helps kind of get that draw engine going. And if you like playing 5 eggs, I would definitely recommend the Demimera as a 5th egg.
Okay.
Pinamon, I think, is the egg for this deck. And I'm really excited to say that because it's tribal. It's a bird. Look at him. He's so confident. But he's got a great ability in Inheritable. On deletion, if deleted outside of battle, gain 1 memory. So for those of you who have not seen the Ravemon deck in action or don't know a lot about the deck, right, it is one of those decks where you're going to build a stack, you're going to swing with your Ravemon, you're going to kind of delete it using its own ability, if it lives, right, and then you're going to gain back a whole bunch of memory.
Such a purple thing to do.
It's such a purple thing, and it's crazy because Ravemon, we were talking about this a year ago with Ravemon. I was like, oh, I can't wait for Ravemon, but I thought it was going to be some dumb yellow or green deck that wasn't very good. But they gave it to me in the best color in the game, purple.
I knew
That's
it.
awesome.
Yep.
So I'm so excited about it. So let's dive into the next level 3, and it only makes sense that it is the mascot. It is our level 3. It is the Falco. He's a little ninja throwing his shurikens. He's ready to do his nin-nin on you. Falcomon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards. Add 1 purple Digimon card with Ravemon in its name, or bird or avian. And 1 Keenan, so it grabs you your tamer as well. And then you turn the rest of the bottom. On deletion, this is where the deck starts getting really crazy. A lot of cool abilities. On deletion, if deleted outside of battle, your opponent trashes 1 card in their hand.
Yeah.
So
That's the Inheritable?
Yeah.
So
we've had hints of these like hand disruptions with like Golfmon.
Yeah. EX2?
EX2, and I want to say there's another card from way back that was like a card from hand, but you know, and people wanted to make it work and try it because hand disruption can be really powerful in any card game, right? But this is the first deck that I really feels like gets to do it without sacrificing the rest of itself. So I love this alt art. It's a great card for the deck, and it's nice because you do want to have birds to trigger Ravemon's ability, right? So now this is the card I'm very excited about because if you know me, if you've been with me since 1.5, Malomyotismon and 1.5 and BT3 was one of my favorite decks. I loved playing Sukai as a level 3 back then because you would, you know, set up like a Mummymon stack back then, delete it, gain the memory back, and do your things. This is the same thing but better. So if you like that back in, if you haven't played in a while and you're looking to play purple again, this is the deck for you. That's the level 3 for you, Sukai. He's a mammal, cannot be searched, unfortunately. We do get another Falcomon next set, so there will be some changes, so stay tuned. We'll do plenty of updates. We'll milk the crap out of this deck for you.
The deck's going to change in the next set.
The deck
you get
does
so
change,
many more pieces.
So I'm actually a big fan of using this as the one in raising. Like, I raise with this one. Ideally, right? Unless my 4s are just not birds, you know. Because I have to have a bird in the source for the Ravemon ability. But Falcomon's great for the search. It can be used as a good inheritable. This is also a really good inheritable. And it's got great abilities all around. I think if you're a purple player, you just know how good Ignite
I think you've had that like in your last 5 purple decks.
Because, and I really tried, guys. I went with the Psychmon. I went with the Gazimon. I went with other cards just to try something different. And I kept coming back to the Ignite. And it just makes more sense in this deck.
The fact that the Ravemon plays itself by an effect.
Exactly. So let's just talk about, let's take a quick detour here into Ravemon. So what is going to happen is Ravemon's going to come back at the end of your opponent's turn. If you have Ignite's Inheritable active on the field, you will then gain a memory because it's on your opponent's turn. So that will not trigger that once per turn from your turn or whatever, because it's inheritable is all turns, once per turn. When you play Digimon by an effect, gain 1 memory. So it makes too much sense in this deck. And honestly, I don't know what I'm going to take out for the next Falco that's coming out. So that's going to be really interesting to see if Ignite comes out or if it's Sukai. I'll let you know what I figured out. Also, when attacking on the Ignite, by deleting one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended with a level less than or equal. So it's good removal too.
Yeah.
But it's really in there for the inheritable, right? Let's dive into our first level 4. We're talking about Pekmon. So again, not forcing myself to be tribal, not forcing myself to play birds because I can. It's got a good inheritable.
Yeah.
It plays the tamer for free. Guys, if you're playing a deck right now where you have to pay memory to play your tamers, you're almost behind. So the Pekmon does really help when digivolving. If you do not have a Keenan in play, you may play one Keenan career in your hand without playing the play cost. This will get better too next set when we get the second Keenan, right? And you kind of want to recycle those and stuff like that. So it also has an interesting inheritable. On deletion, if deleted outside of a battle, your opponent trashes one card in your hand. So now we have 2 of those in our stack ready to go. Okay, so this is the next card in the deck, and this is not just a placeholder. Well, I guess maybe it is. Maybe that's how I want to say it. I'll take it back. This is kind of a placeholder until we get the promo Saberdramon.
Oh, okay.
It is in here because as of right now, there are not a lot of birds in the deck. Ravemon specifically needs that bird or avian in the sources to trigger its ability. So there's been too many times where the only level 4 or the only card with that trait is the Saberdramon.
Gotcha.
So it needs to be a 3 of. The Rush Raid Retaliator red purple one's going to be insane in the deck. The ratios are going to be even tighter with the new Pekmon, but we will have more birds. So it's, really interesting direction to go for sure. But I'm a big fan of this. It's a 4-drop. So if you have extra memory, you can just hard play for 4 and kind of work up if you need to.
Yeah.
Gives retaliation, so you can quickly set up like a kill spell with Death Touch to kind of get rid of a threat on your opponent's board if you need to as well.
Throwing out magic term.
Right. Oh, sorry. Wrong card game, guys. Let's follow that up with another Retaliator.
There you go.
We are playing 2 of the BT2 Devimon. So for
I
all you old
love
folks,
that throwback. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that I was playing for Saberdramon, and I was playing. I'll just put out my last level 4 so I can kind of talk you my thought process. 1 Loemon hybrid for game. Back to the Devi real quick. My thought process was I was doing 4 Sabers and 2 Loeys, or I was trying the Ginkaku promote. I was trying Devimon blocker. What I found is with the decks that just have really big blockers, Ravemon can't get over it. There's no DP bonus. 11k is not enough. So sometimes you just need a little bit more retaliation to discourage them from blocking, because they don't want to sacrifice their entire stack, right? And you still get the bonuses and stuff like that for deletion. So I'm a big fan of the Devimon. It's also nice because it just has it on its own.
Yeah.
So if you set up a Falcomon, next turn Devimon, swing into something to get rid of a threat, you can do that too. I'm a big fan of the Devi. It's going to be tough when all the new stuff comes out next set. But again, we'll keep you updated. Loey hybrid for game. Let's dive into 5s. So this is where I'm not going to be groundbreaking or anything because I'm going to play 4 of the Tribal that came out.
It's okay.
Chromon, and I think it stays as a 4 of forever at this point, unless
it's worth the 3 Digivolve.
20 years from now, Bandai releases a new Chromon that's better than this. But when attacking, if you have a purple Digimon Tamer in play, this Digimon may Digivolve into Ravemon in your hand for the Digivolution cost. So if you only had a level 4 in Raising setup, Keenan puts you at 3, Digivolve for 3 into that, you swing, then you get the Ravemon Digivolution. So it really accelerates you a turn, right? Because this deck, if it has to wait a turn, it's going to be slow. Sometimes you're just going to be building your stack and raising, and you really need to get the Ravemon combo, that cycle started, right? And I think this is where I have yet to see any other list playing any idea like this, and I think everybody is dumb for not doing it. I'm just kidding, guys. I'll be nice about it. Guys, I've seen so many lists. I've looked at so many Ravemon lists for ideas to make mine better, because I just love the deck. I'm a huge fan. I love everybody's input. Guys, you gotta play turbo level 5s in this deck.
This is an old Digimon player
This
move
is an
right
old
here.
Digimon term. Let Granddaddy teach you a move here about turbo, right? So what happens is you're building your stack, right? And you're going from 3 to 4, and you either only have like 2 memory left, or let's say you have the 4 set up, you got your memory tamer. Well, we're playing purple memory boost.
Yeah.
Right? So you crack the boost, and you Digivolve into the 5/4 just the boost. The Keenan's at 3. Ravemon costs 3. You can go into Ravemon that turn. I will not be able to stress the importance of turbo level 5s in this deck enough. So if you're playing Ravemon, and if you've looked at, I've seen lists play the Pumpkinmon, I've seen lists play like a Rochi. I know why they're doing it. I get it. They're thinking about inheritables. No. You want a turbo into your stack. You want to get the Ravemon going. You need that cycle. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get that pressure. If you've played Ravemon and you notice you feel like you're a turn behind, it's because you're paying 3 to Digivolve at your level 5.
And I like that one better because what's the other one? It's a 5-cost Skull Satamon or whatever.
Yeah, so there's
but it's weak, right?
Yeah,
it's
there's
a 6K.
So there's 4 options basically for 2-cost Evo for level purples. There's the original Skull Maramon. It's a 5-drop 6K. Makes a lot of sense, right? It's a 5-drop in case you brick. I tried that first because that's the smarter content creator move, is to play the 5-drop in case you brick. Didn't work out. I didn't care. I feel like I didn't brick because I have Falco to search. I feel like I have the purple memory boost to gain things. I have analog youth to gain things. Like, I didn't need the 5-cost. So then my next move was, what's the highest DP that I can play as a level 5 that costs 2 to Evo? Unfortunately, guys, I really want to play the Karatamon, but it's not a bird. It's a wizard, even though he's a bird with 2 swords. Whatever. And it's kind of tribal if you think about it, right? But Karatamon is only a 7K. This is an 8K. What purple really needs, and what green has, and I don't think any other color has it, is they have an 8 play cost, 2-cost Evo, 9K level 5. Ooh. That is the Zamilmon, the big Death Star little elf dude from the Crossheart series that green has. And so I was hoping purple had one, had to do all my research, and unfortunately it doesn't, so the highest DP I have is 8K. I just didn't want to get Crimson Blaze. Yeah. Crimson Blaze is already such a weakness to this deck,
or
right?
Flame Hell Scythe.
Or Flame Hell Scythe. Then that kind of happens with those other level 5s. Guys, play Turbo. You're going to love the Turbo. I promise you, you're going to love it. So let's dive into the main boss of the deck. We are talking about for Ravemon himself, and I'm so excited to get this. This is my new favorite card in the entire game. Huge fan of it. So let's talk about what this does and what your goal is. So first of all, it's got jamming. I think it's the 2nd or 3rd purple Digimon with jamming in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely in one of a handful.
It's only a couple jammers in purple. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's just the Musayamon, that level 4 samurai from BT5. But end of attack by deleting this Digimon, so that's important. Has to survive the check. Either that or has to survive whatever you attacked into. It's at the end of attack. So if you swing, hit a Gaia Force, you don't get to trigger this particular ability. But end of attack by deleting this Digimon, so that's a Yume, right? That has a Digivolution card with Bird or Avian, so Bird, and Bird. So there's not a lot. And like I said, sometimes the Saberdramon is the only one in your stack, especially if you turbo with the Vajramon. If there's a 2-cost Bird purple coming out, that will go in instead of that, right? But next hit, we get the new Crow anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, you can go ahead and delete the traits. And then if you delete it, this Ravemon, with that effect, you get to play this Ravemon from trash at the end of your opponent's turn.
Right.
So it doesn't have rush, but it'll come in at your opponent's turn, so it's in for a full turn and can swing that next turn. The whole point of this deck is you're going to search and you're going to build a stack in Raising where you're going to get your first Ravemon set up. You're going to start swinging with the Ravemon, you're going to jam, you're going to delete itself and gain 1 memory, 2 memory, 3, 4, 5, 6 memory with all the tamers that we play. You can gain so much memory with the deletion, assuming they don't have Gazi, Midoki Beta, whatever to stop you, right? And then you also get to draw cards, so you're kind of just recycling this stack. You get to build it, start over, build it, start over, and then you get a Ravemon out while you're working on your next deck. Yeah. So it's really strong.
And the Midoki only stops like half of that memory gain because the other
it doesn't
half
stop
is from
the
tamers.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's a great point. Now let's talk about the complementary boss of the deck. So unfortunately, we don't have another Ravemon, and we don't have Ravemon Burst Mode yet. Stay tuned, BT13. You know I'll be updating. But the Mervamon just makes too much sense. So I really tried not to play Mervamon because I didn't want to do the typical competitive purple deck move where they just play Merva because it's just a good backup level 6. So I tried Anubis, I tried Turbo again, I tried Zanba for Retaliation.
Oh, yeah.
I tried so many different purple level 6s, and really what it came down to was what the deck does. Ravemon swings, you gain 4 to 5 memory back. Then you're like, I need to live 1 more turn, so that way my board is overwhelming with the Ravemon that recycles. So how do I do that? You play blockers with Mervamon. Mervamon, you can Digicross it for 3 less with the Ignitemon. So then you have that gain 1 memory set up as well. And you can play out Ignite, Devimon, and they both will gain Rush, Retaliation, Blocker. So if you have enough memory, which is possible too, you can also have additional checks with those attackers that came out. So Mervamon makes too much sense. It's crazy to see where this deck is now and what's going to happen in BT13.
Oh, it's going to totally change.
And it completely changes it, but it's so strong right now. So stay tuned for the journey together. And because we don't have burst mode, we're going to jump on Shine Gray's bandwagon and play the Ruin mode.
Makes sense.
I really like having a 2 level 7 in this deck. I wish I could play a third, but there's not a lot of room, and it's not the main focal point because sometimes you won't Digivolve Ravemon after it comes back anyways, but you have that option with the Ruin. So when Digivolving on deletion, until the end of your opponent's turn, all of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5k, so it's a very strong board wipe. End of attack, delete this Digimon, similar to the Ravemon. So it's very similar, right? And then this Digimon gains, and recovery +1. Then if you have a Tamer in play, hatch a Digi-Egg. So this synergizes perfectly with this deck. I'll give you a hint right now. We're playing Analog Youth, right? Analog Youth is in the deck. Analog Youth hatches an egg. So when you do your Ravemon move, you'll gain back all that memory. You're going to literally start building your second stack and raising, almost ready to go to Ravemon the next turn and start just another cycle of Ravemons if you really need to. And the Shine Gray Ruin just really complements that extremely well. It's also purple, so it can be searched by purple memory boost. So I'm a big fan of that. I like the idea of Zwart Defeat. I like the idea of Zwart. Honestly, Ruin mode's too good in this deck. And then also, actually, that's it. Sorry. And it's 15k. So that's cool, right?
Big body.
Good save there, Jeff. Let's dive into the Tamer. 3 Keenan careers. So
only 3.
Oh, this is a tough one. I really wanted to play 4, but I found myself not needing the Tamer to win the game.
Yeah.
So you think I would want to play 4 because I'm playing 4 Pecs and you want to get them early, you want to get that memory gain set up, and I agree. So if you like 4, let me know in the comments. I think when you see the rest of my list, you'll understand why I'm playing 3 because the room's tight. But A, great memory tamer.
Yeah.
B, all turns. So this is one of the first memory tamers I could think of with all turns. Usually it's your turn, opponent's turn, whatever. This is all turns. When one of your purple Digimon with Ravemon in its name, or bird or avian, right? For those of you who don't know, Ravemon's a cyborg, so it doesn't count as a bird. But anything bird, avian, whatever, would be deleted by suspending this tamer, draw 1. Then, if that Digimon was deleted by an effect, gain 1 memory.
Very cool.
So if they Gaia Force your build, you can gain additional memory with this. If they, somehow figure out how to kill it with just a small kill spell to keep it their turn, you can sneak it into your turn if it's at 0. Either way, you always draw when it's deleted, so it really helps get your hand going. I'm so on the fence about playing 4, and it's really tough. And the reason why I don't is because I kind of cheated and looked ahead at BT13 lists, and I saw a lot of them were only playing 3 anyways. And after playing it myself, it makes sense. And I also play 3 Analog Youth.
Yeah.
Analog Youth is great. It really gets the search going in this deck.
Tried and true.
I don't necessarily need cards in the trash. I haven't felt the need to have cards in the trash in this deck. So, yes, Mervamon does benefit from that, but it's really just a searcher. But it's amazing how much I get to use the Analog Youth. Oh, suspend because my Ravemon with a source got deleted. Oh, hatch an egg. Oh, start a whole nother stack. So I absolutely love the Analog Youth. It's too good in this deck. I think it has to be a 3 of, so that's kind of why the Keenan's a 3 of as well. Now to follow that up, we got the signature Ravemon option, Ame no Ohabari. Forgive my butchering because I don't know how to pronounce that at all. It's another one of those Lanakea Stakos where I'm never going to pronounce it. I'm just going to be like, the thing.
That card.
But it's only 4 costs, so it's really cheap. This is a good option in general. You can use it in other decks, but it really is tailored to the Ravemon deck. And here's why. Main, by deleting one of your opponent's Digimon, delete one of your opponent's Digimon who's less than or equal to your level. So, if you delete a Shine Gray Ruin, you can trigger the, on deletion ability of the minus 5k on the board and delete a level 7 of theirs. If you delete a Ravemon, though, you get a really cool secondary effect. You get to, if one of your Digimon with Ravemon, its name was deleted by this effect, at the end of your opponent's turn, play 1 Rave from your trash cell, playing the cost.
That negates the necessity for the sources.
So
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So when this comes back after you've done the first swing and then it comes back, this card allows you to pop their level 6 for only 4, and then you just get to play a Ravemon that next turn, right? Or on the end of your opponent's turn. So it's really nice. Absolutely love the card. Its security effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. So it's not horrible. Not bad in security either. I'm just a huge fan of it. I don't think you need more than 3. I think you'd brick on it. I don't know if I'd want to play 2, though, either, because I really want to get that combo going with the Ravemon, where ideally you just get 2 to 3 Ravemons cycling in and out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of fun. It's a really cool deck. And the last card of the deck, I've already talked about it once, Purple Memory Boost.
Nice.
You just got to search. And again, play 2 cost level 5 Evo because of the fact Keenan's going to put you at 3. You'll crack the boost to go from your 4 to your 5 to your 6. Keep it your turn. Ravemon can start swinging. So this is the whole deck, guys. Everybody jump in the comments. Everybody share this with all your friends. We're going to get Ravemon to do better than Hawkmon. We're going to get Ravemon to do better than Phoenixmon. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned to the channel and let me know your crazy ideas for Ravemon because this is my favorite deck. So
there it is.
Thank you guys so much. Bye.